Hello, my name is Sandy Fantino. I'm the Vice President and Team Lead here at BFL Canada Insurance and Risk Services. Today we'll be talking about who covers what, understanding what is a standard unit bylaw. Standard unit bylaw by definition. A standard unit bylaw is a rule that explains what parts of a condo unit the corporation is responsible for and what parts are the owner's responsibility. The standard unit usually covers the basic features provided by the builder, while any upgrades or improvements are the owner's responsibility. If no standard unit bylaw is in place, it can cause confusion during a claim as people may disagree on what counts as a standard versus an improvement. Many older condos built before 2001 never created a standard unit bylaw, which often leads to more disputes. It also tends to lead to the tribunal having the corporation pay for a claim. So it's really important to understand the definition of the standard unit bylaw and to make sure that you have one in place. What a typical standard unit bylaw might include, there's two that are pretty commonplace. One is the bare bones. Very restrictive in definition, only structural elements, drywall, basic plumbing, basic electrical, subfloor, doors, windows. Everything else is considered an improvement. Developer grade is more expansive definition. It includes many finishes like cabinetry, flooring, lighting, etc. More covered under the corporation's insurance, reducing the owner's burden, but it increases the corporation's responsibility. How this all plays out in terms of the Condominium Act. Section 99 of the Condominium Act requires that the corporation insures all units and common elements, but this obligation does not extend to the unit owner improvements. The scope of coverage depends on the corporation's bylaws and their declarations. Section 89 outlines the corporation's duty to maintain and repair common elements and standard unit features. However, this responsibility does not include improvements made by the owners. Standard unit bylaws ensure that the legislative requirements are applied consistently in practice, providing clarity on responsibilities and reducing disputes when a claim occurs. Owner unit coverage. So we're going to describe on this slide sort of the important coverages that a unit owner should ensure they have on their policy. And when speaking to their personal lines broker, ensure that they are looking to have these coverages in place, ensuring that the limits and the coverages are substantial, and also at the time of these conversations to ensure that the unit owner does have handy a copy of the standard unit bylaw and also the corporation's certificate of insurance. What this will help with is the information sharing with their personal lines broker to make sure that the coverage correlates to some deductibles on the corporation side of the policy. So unit owner coverage, what should unit owners insure? The unit owner's condo insurance policy typically includes improvements and betterments. So anything above the standard unit bylaw. And if you're new to purchasing this unit and it was previously owned, it's very important to understand from the previous owners any betterments and improvements that they may have added into that unit so that you can adequately cover them in your new unit owner's policy. Personal contents. Furniture, appliances are not part of the standard unit, electronics, clothing, all of that. Usually your broker will ask you what an adequate coverage amount would be. This sometimes is misunderstood by unit owners. They sometimes feel that the lower limit is sufficient. Unfortunately, when you take into account all your personal belongings from your kitchenwares to carpets and pictures and electronics and furnitures, sometimes the lowest amount is not adequate. So having a good handle on what exactly a sufficient amount of coverage would be is very important. And also understanding that between the next level of coverage, there usually isn't that much of an increase in terms of the premium. Unit owner's liability for deductible assessments. This is an important one. Coverage for chargebacks of the condo corporation's deductible if the loss originates from the unit owner. So if there is a loss that originated from the unit owner, running tub, burst pipe, dishwasher leak, any of that stuff, the corporation can charge back the water damage deductible to the unit owner if the damage is above and beyond the corporation's deductible. So going back to my point about ensuring you know what the corporation's deductibles are on those type of coverages is important to convey to your broker, and make sure that you buy the coverage for the chargeback, or you will be on the hook for that deductible and will have to pay that up front, or a lien may be put on your unit. Additional living expenses. This is also another important one. Hotel costs or rental accommodations if the unit is uninhabitable due to a covered loss. So if your unit is the unit that caused the claim, or your unit is affected by a claim, having a substantial additional living expense is important, because what that'll do will be allow you to live off site while the unit is being restored and renovated. So ensuring that that limit is adequate for a larger long-term claim is important. So always have those discussions, and do not assume that additional living expense is part of the unit owner's coverage. Contingent unit owner coverage if the condo corporation's policy is insufficient and costs are passed to the owner. So this might be something that you want to ask your broker about as well. Moving on to the more liability side of the unit owner's policy, personal and premise. Liability coverage should be in place for personal liability if the unit owner or a family member unintentionally injures someone or damages another person's property while anywhere in the world. Premise liability if someone is injured while inside the owner's unit, so it could be a guest, slip and fall. Tenant cause damage if a tenant is living in the unit and causes damage to common elements or other units, the owner's liability coverage may respond. And why it matters: liability claims can be expensive, and without proper coverage, both the unit owner and the condo corporation would face significant financial exposure. So very important discussions to have with your personal lines broker. Maybe something that you want to entertain every year when the property manager issues a standard unit bylaw and the corporation's new certificate of insurance. Ensure that you are always updating and reviewing your unit owner policy. Deductible. What is a deductible? A deductible is the amount the insured, the condo corporation, must pay before the insurer covers the remaining claim amount. Deductibles may differ by peril. So if you look at this little excerpt from a policy, you'll see that there's various deductibles here. The all-risk deductible basically includes all the major perils that are not related to water. So if you see the list below here: fire, lightning, smoke, windstorm, hail, waterscape, vandalism, all of those are non-water related. And usually the all-risk deductible is a lot lower than any of the water deductibles. And again, it varies based on brokers and their insurance companies that they're placing the business with. You have a sewer water backup deductible. That is what the title says. Any kind of sewer backup water, the deductible would be the amount listed on the corporation's policy. And then there's water damage. Water damage, so you understand, is anything that is related to sprinkler heads, burst pipes, overflowed tubs, dishwasher or fridge line leaks. That would be considered water damage. And then we have flood damage. Flood damage is any overland water, anything related to an act of God or a weather-related storm that floods and damages the building. And then that usually has a higher deductible, and it's usually determined by the insurance companies when they do flood mapping based on the address of the corporation. Chargeback deductibles. So Section 105 of the Condominium Act says that the corporation can charge back a unit owner the deductible or repair cost if the damage originates from the unit. The lesser of the repair cost or the deductible can be charged. The condominium corporation does not have to prove that the owner was negligent. It only needs to show that the damage originated in the unit. If the repair costs exceed the deductible, the unit owner may need to pay the full repair bill. apologies, if the deductible is below, the unit owner may need to pay the full repair. And if the repair costs are above the deductible, then the unit owner may be charged the deductible amount. Because a chargeback can sometimes be disputed, it is very important to keep detailed records, and it's very important to ensure that you have this coverage in your unit owner policy so that you can always have that peace of mind that if a claim does originate from your unit and it's above the deductible and you're charged back the deductible, you can tap into your unit owner policy to help cover that cost. So in conclusion, understanding the importance of the standard unit bylaw. In the absence of the standard unit bylaw, in certain instances, prior legal rulings have mandated that the corporation covers all replacement costs for improvements due to the insured loss, even for upscale upgrades. This is why property managers should ensure the condo corporations they manage have a standard unit bylaw and that they are familiar with it. It is important that the unit owner understands the standard unit bylaw so they can get corresponding personal coverage in place. And the standard unit bylaw is normally the first thing an insurance company looks at when the property claim takes place. We hope that you found this information session useful. A little bit about BFL Canada. We at BFL we're probably one of the largest realty divisions in Canada. We're 100% Canadian and privately owned. We have a number of programs for the condo industry. We have a condo protect program, an apartment protect program, a commercial protect, and also a resort program. All of these programs are tailored based on the condo corporation types that we are insuring. And if anybody would like some more information, you could feel free to visit our website at www.bflcanada.ca, or feel free to reach out to me anytime, and we'd be more than happy to have a discussion either on standard unit bylaw or any other insurance needs your corporation may have. Thank you for your time.